If you're looking for your next travel destination, there may just be a place only 6,000 miles west of Arizona. Japan has a rich culture and history that dates back thousands of years. The island has seen emperors rise and fall, wars between samurai clans, and centuries of isolation, all displayed through modern day's architecture. Japan today has populated cities of millions, Kyoto's beautiful castles and palaces, Osaka's modern architecture, and of course, the neon streets of Tokyo. While a 12-hour flight from here to Japan may sound daunting, I assure you it's worth it. Japan has such a unique and interesting culture that a trip is well worth your while. But how has Japan cultivated such a rich culture? Early Japanese culture really became prominent during the Heian era. The government promoted art and the development of their culture, so many of the paintings created then still survive today. However, the government was taken over by samurai, and from then on the country was run by the shogun, or the leader of the samurai. This form of government has continued to the present day, with the current emperor Akihito holding less power than the prime minister, Yoshihide Shuga. Skipping to the late 19th century, the Meiji period saw the most economic, social, and political change. The Meiji oligarchs changed many important things in an effort to westernize Japan as quickly as possible. They removed the Edo class structure, wrote a new constitution, and adopted Western technology to create factories. These were major changes. The removal of the Edo class meant that the whole working class was merged, and that they could work without the restrictions of their previous titles. The new factories meant that more people could work, meaning that more people made money and could buy products. In other words, Japan saw extreme economic growth. So how has this history had an impact on Japan's culture and politics today? The technology we have today far surpasses what we had centuries or even a couple decades ago. We have cities that make midnight brighter than midday, cell phones that are more complex than the rockets that carried the astronauts to the moon in the 60s, carried by the average consumer. The magnitude of how far technology has come is obvious. The effect of this is more than just being able to watch episodes of SpongeBob in 1080 anywhere around the globe. It creates ripples on a national scale. Dramatics aside, Tokyo is a must-see if you travel to Japan. Obviously, there's the ultra-modern city of Tokyo, but there are other more traditional places to visit as well. You could take a day-long bus tour of the city, or you could take a more calm visit to Ueno Park. Away from the busy, blaring streets of Tokyo, you could see traditional Japanese architecture lined with beautiful cherry trees. Kyoto is well known for its many shrines, temples, gardens, and palaces. The city has many historical sites. You could visit Kiyomizu-dera, the temple where people used to jump off the 200-foot temple to make a wish. Or you could visit some of the other, less suicidal temples in the area. The official Nintendo store is in Japan, which is the coolest gaming store in all of Japan. It's filled with statues and posters and merchandise. It's amazing. Video games are already pretty influential, but the store is basically magic to a kid. The influence of video games to the Japanese youth is a topic by itself. Japan made video games like crazy starting in the 1980s. It was and is a major industry. Companies like Nintendo, Sega, Atari, and Namco were all in close competition to outdo the other. There is just so much history about video games just in Japan. And in America, there's... Okay, too much energy. I'm getting off topic.
Hey, listen!
The Nintendo store is a great place to visit if you're like me and grew up with Nintendo games. Obviously, classics like Mario and its extensions. Mario Kart, we know how that goes. Great place to look around in. Well, now that you know where you're going during the day, where are you gonna head in for the night? Obviously, you're going to sleep in the pill bed. To fully experience the wonders of Tokyo, you need to get into the pod. Feel the claustrophobia in this image. Alright, sleep tight. Okay, obviously this is a stretch. This may be fun for a unique little trip, but you may have a better stay in a more affordable and comfortable room at a place like the B&A Koenji. It's an independent hotel that was built in collaboration with some of Tokyo's most notable contemporary artists. The rooms are nice and modern, really gives you the feeling like you're away from home and enjoying yourself. Come to Japan. There's so much fun to be had all around the island, from the cosmopolitan cities to traditional shrines and palaces. There's something for everyone here. Have fun out there.